a.m. And if you'd like to listen online, we are streaming at www.wrdt560.com. And if you'd like to call in and join our conversation today, it's 313-272-5600. Again, the number is 313-272-5600. We have in our house today Pastor Michael Nimmons, and we are talking about the virtual reality, some different incredible issues that are going on regarding some of the media outlets that are used today in the public. But first, I'd like to go around the table and let everyone introduce themselves. I'm Ginger Beggs, one of the hosts here, and next to me, go ahead.
This is Janice. Hi, everybody. Good to be back here. I'm here co-hosting with Ginger today, and we're glad to be back.
Hi, I'm Charles Johnson, glad to be back in the studio with both Janice and Ginger. I took a couple weeks hiatus to welcome in a new baby, and we're just glad to be in the house.
And I'm Pastor Mike Nimmons, and I'm very excited to be a part of this radio program. I'm just excited to be with my good friend, longtime friend, Charles Johnson. Him and I grown up together, and just a lot of history, and certainly I'm glad to be with two hosts of the show, The Forum.
We're going to like you anyway. Janice and I had found a lot of information about a lot of issues going on these days with Twitter, MySpace, text, and we're realizing that there is a growing epidemic of issues related to that. And one of the things that we were going to talk about will end on a good note with Pastor Nimmons, because he's got an incredible way of taking a positive spin on something that's been quite negative lately. LinkedIn or Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, and even texting. The world is living out their business and their personal lives on cyberspace. These media outlets can be used for, healthy photo sharing, business networking, but it has been so abused. So we need to be even more aware of the dangers to their business and personal lives by the use of these outlets.
On, January 14th, 2010, Phoebe Prince of South Hadley, Massachusetts, was only 15 years old and came here from Ireland for the opportunities and found herself a victim of sexual comments via texting, Facebook, etc. And one day some kids drove by her as she walked home, and they hurled insults at her, as well as even threw an energy drink on her. And she kept walking, and she went home and went straight to her closet and hung herself after weeks of torment. It's such an unfortunate thing. And but if nothing more, we really want to just raise the awareness, listening audience, about how these outlets are taken advantage of and how they can be used in such a negative way.
Joined with our guest, Pastor Michael Nimmons. We're talking this evening about the virtual reality, cyberbullying, and the use of the internet, how we can use that particular information stream for good instead of bad. We talked about several cases in the first portion of the show, where we talked about young men and young women who unnecessarily lost their lives due to the fact that they were viciously attacked in cyberspace by those who used to call it liquid courage in college, for those of us who strayed away a little bit and got off of the path. But now you can definitely coin the phrase cyber courage.
And the mask that they're hiding behind, they think is courage and bravery, when it's insecurity and loneliness and sadness. And that's where it needs to be hit hard. And I will tell you that everything that I've looked at with Pastor Michael Nimmons' site has, his motto is reaching 21st century young people with 21st century ministry. He has a wife, Tiffany, and he has a son, Stephen Michael.
Yes.
And a daughter, Maya Grace.
Yes.
And his outlook on this is basically kind of the flip-flop of what we've been talking about is what we want to do now is shed a light on some incredible things that he's doing to use these media outlets, but to use them to, we'd like to spread this like wildfire in a positive way. Pastor Nimmons, can you give us some background on your credentials, like where your education is, as well as maybe some positions that you've held locally that led you to this work, some credits, achievements?
Not a problem. And first of all, again, thank you for allowing us the opportunity to come on the show. I'm excited about the topic, and just tell you a little bit about myself. I am a pastor, assistant pastor at Greater Grace Temple. Bishop Charles Ellis is the pastor, and I've served in that position for about 1.5 years. But before that, I was youth pastor at Greater Grace Temple, and I've always had a heart and a passion for young people.
If you've ever been a youth pastor, you already do.
Right, and we tried to be innovative and creative in the ministry that we brought to the young people. Our pastor, Greater Grace is always a church of excellence, and he does it with illustrated sermons and trying to reach out to the community, and we adopted that kind of format as youth pastor as well. We did a few illustrated sermons, and we had Bible classes and whatnot, and here lately we've started a Bible class at Wayne State University for a campus ministry called Young Apostolic Students for Christ. That's actually been a year. A year. It started a year ago, April, and God has just been truly blessing that campus ministry. And we decided to start filming the Bible classes, and we called it PSTRNIMMONSTV, PSTRNIMMONSTV, and we created a YouTube channel for that, and started to film that, and it's really been a great ministry tool that we've added it to our website, michaelnimmons.com, so people can go there and see the Bible class. God really impressed it upon my heart to just work to take over the internet. You know, it's time for Christians to take over the internet, take back the web, because if Jay-Z and Beyonce and Rihanna can get 4 million hits on YouTube, why shouldn't the Word of God get just as many hits? Because it's really a sad commentary about the direction our world is going in when the negative messages that are being broadcast are getting more play than the positive messages. It just shows you what the appetite of our society and our world is today. So that's why people like myself and of course this radio station and people of like passion are even more needed in this day and time. The reason why I got on Facebook as youth pastor, one of my young people told me that that's where everyone was, and I was trying to direct them to the church's website. I was trying to find ways to connect with them, and I said, why do we have to reinvent the wheel? Just start a Facebook page, and a Facebook account, and that way I can connect with them. And I've had my profile, I had my page for 4 or 5 years, and so I reach people through that profile, through that account. But I also have several other accounts, Pastor Nimmons TV group, where people can get updated on what we're doing with Pastor Nimmons TV, as well as a Christian education young adult Facebook account where our young people that are in our Christian education department can find out what we're teaching on Sundays, and find out what the lesson will be about, so they'll come prepared to know about the topic and even offer some of their thoughts and questions about the topic. Well, I like what we were saying off air about using the internet as a tool, and how you can use the tool positively or negatively. I choose to use it in a positive way, and that's what I'm encouraging the young people that are listening to this radio broadcast, to use the internet in a positive way, to use it to uplift and use it to inspire, use it to encourage someone's heart, because there are a lot of people that are down today, down in their finances, down in their relationships, down in whatever area of life, and they can use the internet to uplift, they can use the internet to inspire and to spread the message of Jesus Christ.
Your site is so media friendly that at the homepage people can just hit the Facebook icon, the Twitter icon, so those of you that go to michaelnimmons.com and you're on Facebook and you want to become his friend, you're able to just hit a button. He's
Right.
got it down. You're really doing exactly what your motto is. You really are using the 21st century tools to reach the students, and that's incredible.
And